In this video, I'm going to show you two different cards made with interference inks by Lisa Horton. Hi everyone, I am Melanie Smith and welcome to my channel. All of the supplies I'm using today will be linked down below in the description in the form of a visual supply list. Now let's get started. Okay, let's jump in here. I am playing with these Lisa Horton inks today. These interference inks are amazing, and I've been playing more and more with them. These inks are very magical, as I'm sure you've seen in other videos. They are two different colors in one. They have this shimmer effect, which is the interference portion of the ink. They're like no others, and they're different colors on both white and black surfaces. So this ink here is the Royal Truffle Shimmer, and on the black surface it shows up as this turquoisey blue color, but on a dark surface, on a white surface, as you can see on my glass mat there, it is more of a truffle color, like a chocolate color. Now this Galaxy Dream Shimmer interference ink goes on a white paper as kind of a mystical, kind of almost a turquoisey blue color. And then on the black paper is more of a purplish cosmic color. And that's why it's Galaxy Dream is the title of it. And I am blending it in here with that bluish teal color that I got from the Royal Truffle. And I'm using Tim Holtz mini ink blender tools here. I got that tip from Jennifer McGuire, where these are very inexpensive tools. And because these are a pigment ink, you're going to need a separate ink blending tool for them. And these were just an inexpensive tool that I could afford to get just for these inks, since I'm trying them out for the first time and investing my own money in them. I wanted to get the ink blending tool that I could try out for the first time with them. And I'm pleasantly surprised. They work really, really nicely with them, and they have interchangeable tops to them. So you can just discard the top if it gets icky. And so far, I've not had any problems with them. I haven't had to change any out. So now this color is going to surprise you. This is Sweet Treat Shimmer, and it looks very unusual for me to use on a black background, right? Now this one really surprised me. This has a yellow color on white and a pink color on black. But when I brought it in here with this background of a cosmic background, I'm going for a galaxy background here. And you wouldn't think to use this bright colored ink pad on a galaxy background, but I wanted something contrasting. I wanted something different in my galaxy background that was a little different than other people might have used in a galaxy background. And I wanted different than purple and blues and stuff. So I decided to try out this pinky tone, and I was pleasantly surprised with the outcome. I'm always liking to try new things, and so I'm blending this in with the purples and the teals and seeing what I come up with. And I'm just going, you add more ink and the inks blend a little more as you add the ink. This ink actually dries pretty quickly, which I was surprised for a pigment ink. You do need to leave a little time for it to dry. It's not going to dry as quickly as a dye-based ink, but for pigment inks, I think it dries pretty quickly. So I'm adding this a little here and there. Now I could have used a sticky mat. That would have actually given me a little better of traction here. I'm spinning this around and, I'm having to hold it with my fingers. I probably should have used my sticky mat. And, I think later here. And I had just turned the camera on and was playing, and then I was pleasantly surprised with the outcome, so decided to do this video for you guys. And I'm really happy with the way it went. Now we're going to use Simon Hurley's new collection here to decorate this today. his new Space Adventure collection, which is going to be perfect for this. But we're going to actually add stars and make this even more of a galaxy background. Now I'm pulling in the first ink here, the Royal Truffle, just to give it a little extra blending of all of the colors. This is the bluish tint, and I'm wanting to blend those colors just a little bit more all together. The pinks, the purples, and the blues, with blue being my sky color, my, cosmic blue color. So I'm just taking the purple now and giving it a little more of a blend, just making sure I have it looking just how I want it. And then I'll bring it up to the camera here shortly and let you see the results. It doesn't look like much right now, right? It's just a black piece of paper with some smudges on it. But wait till you see what it looks like when I pull it to the camera and show you the results. I am flabbergasted by the way this looks on black paper. And I just cannot wait for you to see this. I'm kind of contemplating, do I want to add more? Do I not? But check this out. Look at the shimmer this gives off. And doesn't that look like outer space? Look at what that bright pinkish did. Now, we are going to show you a different technique. I am using this Silver Shine metallic inks. Now, these have been super popular. These were sold out a bunch of times. I have shown these before being used on the Better Press. They work extremely well on the Better Press. It's a 3-pack. It's a limited edition. And just so you guys know, Lisa Horton has just released a larger pack of metallic inks in all different colors. But look at what I'm doing here. I added a little water and I'm using it as cosmic splatter. And I'm having to work a little bit at it because I didn't add enough water. But check out what I'm getting here in the background. I'm getting little specks of metallic shine. And is that not the coolest thing you've ever seen? So now, I loved it so much, I got out the solid gold. This is one of the trio of the limited edition metallic packs. Now, these are still available. I can get them at scrapbook.com and also Simon Says Stamps, and I will leave those for you in the visual supply list, those links down below. But I just love how this added to the shimmer of this background. It's light. It's not too bold of a shimmer. Some people don't like a lot of splatter, but I love this. I adore this. And I was really working it, but I wanted little splatter. I didn't want big, bold, large splatter. I wanted something little and tasteful, and look at that. Isn't that amazing? I was so pleased with it. So here we go. I actually made 2 of them, and you'll see the second card at the end. But here is my little Martians from the Space Adventure collection. I had pre-put them together just so we could add them onto our cards. And I absolutely love this collection by Simon Hurley. My grandson Elijah actually die cut everything for me. And he picked out the colors, and I was so pleased with the background, all matchy-matchy, for the colors that Elijah picked out. Elijah is 5 years old, by the way, and he loves to die cut, especially with the Spellbinders Scout. He loves the Scout. It's just the right size for him. He was struggling with lining the plates up at first, but he now understands the plates need to all line up. So he's done so well with it, and I'm so proud of him. So I just added something. I added the sentiment from the Space Greetings set, and I added the UFO collection for the Martians. And that is that collection. Now we're going to actually ink blend on white. And I'm going to show you how that's going to work out. Now this is the Sunset Gold Shimmer. And this is the Starry Night embossing folder from the same collection. And this embossing folder comes in a bundle. You can get the embossing folder the stencil, the embossing folder, and the embossing folder comes with a die cut, which you see laying across the top there. Now I'm going to stencil this to match my paper, actually. So the colors, you would think I would just choose yellow stars, but I'm actually coordinating with my paper. I bought some paper that is space related from Echo Park from scrapbook.com, and I'm coordinating it with the paper, and I'll show you the finished card as we do it at the end, but it's perfect for this collection and I just adored it. And so I'm coordinating Lisa Horton's inks with the paper in the end. And I love matching my inks with my papers. It gives such a cohesive look. Now, this ink that I'm using here, you see the ink, the color on the label on the left-hand side. The left-hand side shows what it's going to look like on white paper. The color on the right of the label is what it would look like on black paper. So that gives you your two colors of white paper and black paper. So right now I'm looking at the left side of the ink pad for the color choice that I'm wadding on white. Now you still get the interference. In other words, you still get the glimmer or the metallic look as you tilt the paper at the end, which I'll show you. And this one here, Sapphire Gold Shimmer, is going to be our blue. So we're going to have some blue stars here, which again is going to match my paper. And you can either blot this through the stencil or rub in small circles to get your look. I did pre-emboss this. You can do it either way, but I actually tried it the other way. And because these stencils have to line up with 3 layers, I do recommend you emboss first and stencil later. Some die or stencil layering stencils you can layer, like Lisa Horton's actually. You can, because she has a layering system, you can, that has, her plate system has the actual layering posts. You can actually stencil first and then emboss later. But with these, I recommend that you emboss first and stencil later. I don't actually have Lisa Horton's system where you can line them up, but it is definitely something that is very intriguing. And I've been watching it, and it's very intriguing looking if you struggle with lining up stencils, especially with embossing folders. So I'm looking here, and now this ink here is the red. It's kind of a pinkish red. And I actually get this offline just a little bit, but with our sentiment that I'm going to choose, I actually kind of cover it up. So you can always fix your little boo-boos, and I recommend that too. Don't give up, don't throw it away. See if you can cover it with an embellishment or disguise it with a sentiment. You can always try to fix your boo-boos. So don't fret. We all make them. We're all normal humans. We make errors. I don't believe in cutting all those out. I think it's important for growth, for learning, and for, thinking next time to just shift it a little more and be careful, So we're going to reveal this, and you'll see all 3 colors of my stars, and then we'll show you how to line up that die. Look at that. Just wait till you see the paper, because the paper matches so perfectly. And there you can see how it glimmers? It just shimmers there in the light like if it was a pearlescent paper. And the stars are off, the red stars are off just a tad, but if you weren't a perfectionist like me, you probably wouldn't even notice. So this lines up right here, right inside where the embossed edge is. You can see where the embossed edge is, and you put that die right inside that embossed edge, and it lines up perfectly. I'm going to tape it here with a little bit of mint tape from scrapbook.com, and it was just the closest tape I had. I love using this for masking actually and stencil holding. And then we're going to pull this out and have our die cut. And I actually trim it down a little bit for our card to fit my card base, because I'm doing an A2 card. Look at that. Love that. Now look at my paper. Is this not the perfect paper? It's called the Blast Off Paper Collection by Echo Park. It is precious and it has so many different patterns. I only used one of the sheets, but it is just so perfect and it's got so many patterns. So if you like this collection by Simon Hurley, I totally recommend that. I just fell in love with it. And I have two little grandsons, so this collection is perfect for my grandsons. And they love like dinosaurs and spaceships and trucks and all those things. So when there's a little boys set, I just fall in love. So this is the Everyday Sentiments. This is probably my favorite sentiment set from Simon Hurley. It's been out for quite a while. It's been in my stash probably for a year and a half, but it's my go-to. I love this, and it's so bold, and it went with the black and white contrast here. So it's also finishes the card really easily. But that's not all. I had to add a little something something. Okay, that black just needed something. So I go for my graphite essential gems. These just make the card sparkle, and I love the addition that these gave to the card. And these are awesome. They sparkle just enough. You don't think of a black gem sparkling, but this was perfect for this card. I so love the way it turned out. I so appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. And if you've enjoyed this content, I would so love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends. You know, I will totally be doing more with interference inks and possibly the metallics that are just coming out. I would love to do more, and I totally want to show you how the interference inks react more with black and white. See you next time, my friends. Bye-bye for now.